Seagate EXOS 20TB Review. The Iron Wolf Pro 20TB may offer better value due to its increased workload capacity, but its 550 TB year workload limit is a relatively low number when you factor in the drive's integrity tests. Without labels, we wouldn't be able to differentiate between the Iron Wolf Pro and EXOS 20TB drives. At first glance, this 670 grams block of metal appears to house a conventional magnetic recording 7200 RPM hard drive with 10 2TB platters and 20 heads, all functioning inside a factory-sealed helium environment. The internal discrepancies, due to their slight weight discrepancy, are likely software-based rather than physical. Seagate has optimized EXOS for storage in data centers, where large RAID arrays are used for big data projects, distributed file systems, and disaster recovery infrastructures. This model utilizes a hyperspace SATA design for fast data transfers and low latency, plus the digital sensors inside adjust utilization to meet thermal changes, thus ensuring optimal performance. The Iron Wolf Pro 20TB had an MTBF of 1.2 million hours and a yearly workload of 300 TB, while the EXOS 20TB boasts a more impressive 2.5 million hour MTBF rating and a 550 TB annual workload. This is welcome news for those who work with and maintain data center arrays, as the potential of hard drives failing and crashing the array can be rather daunting. In contrast, the EXOS 20TB comes in both SATA and SAS options, while the Iron Wolf Pro is limited to only SATA. The SATA EXOS offers standard and SED-FAST format as standard, while the SAS model also includes SED-FIPS as an option. For users of SAS who need access to multiple servers for failover functionality, EXOS is an attractive option as it doubles the potential pathways per drive. We saw no difference in performance speed between the Iron Wolf Pro and EXOS 20TB when running tests. This drive's 10% increase in speed, tied to its extra platter and heads, showed results of nearly 285 megabits per second read and write speeds in most tests compared to the 18 TB model. The EXOS numbers were slightly increased, however, it was within a normal range. The Iron Wolf Pro 20TB model does not exhibit any improvements in power requirements compared to the 18 TB models, and the SAS models use 0.4 more watts than SATA models when idle. The EXOS may draw up to 9.4 watts on SATA and 9.8 watts on SAS, but generally uses 6.4 watts and 6.8 watts, which is less than the 7.7 watts that an Iron Wolf requires, on average. Lowering power consumption when running data centers is desirable as it produces less heat. Due to our worries about Iron Wolf Pro 20TB's 300 TB annual workload, we looked at the EXOS 20TB, which offers 550 TB per year as a potential solution. We should note, however, that an HDD's workload isn't calculated on just writing like an SSD but also includes reading and writing. In an SSD, random writes cause the most damage to non-cells, with relatively minor wear occurring when reading. Wear on an EXOS physical hard drive occurs due to the motion of the platters, regardless of whether they are being read from or written to. We can calculate that the Iron Wolf Pro can handle 137.5 TB of data transfer per terabyte of capacity in a 5-year period, based on its 2,750 TB limit. Although the performance is not extraordinary compared to an unmarked non-SSD, it's much better than the Iron Wolf Pro's 75 TB of workload transfers. When maintaining a data center, regular array inspections should be conducted on Iron Wolf to ensure that the data stored on it is secure. A weekly integrity test of the entire drive would require 1,040 TB annually, which is almost twice the yearly limit, without taking operational usage into account. To be effective while staying within this restriction, integrity tests should likely occur once a month. As hard drive capacity continues to increase, the innovation in squeezing more bytes onto them may soon become a limiting factor. For mission-critical applications, we favor EXOS for its greater workload capacity. If you're looking for 20 TB drives in an array, the Western Digital UltraStar DCHC 560 offers similar workload numbers. The other options come with the same caveat. Seagate and Western Digital both clearly analyze the data and determine the same outlook on these products' longevity. For the customer's decision, it comes down to purchasing the most spacious drives available for creating a large array or opting for multiple, less expensive drives which will allow for a greater level of redundancy. This dilemma is like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Choosing this drive over the Iron Wolf Pro for an array is a good choice. However, selecting this capacity instead of smaller but more numerous drives is a difficult call.